Hi, everyone. It is Wednesday, May 20th. Glad that you are joining us again today. A quick note to please remember that we have Bible study today at noon and in Spanish tonight at 7 o'clock, and the links to the Bible study Zoom are in this email. But today we are continuing to the third step of the Ignatius Daily Examen as we prepare for our congregational forum on May 24th. Please look back at the videos for Monday and Tuesday. There are links in this email that you can go back and see the previous material as we move here straight then into step 3. The third step for today is to pay attention to your emotions, something that many of us really have had to learn to do over time. We are a culture that values much more our thinking and our thoughts than we do our actual lived feelings and experiences in our bodies. One of Ignatius's great insights was that we often also experience and detect the presence of the Spirit of God in the movements of our emotions and how our movements change moment by moment. And so today, the invitation is to reflect on the feelings that you have experienced during this past 2 months. What is God saying to each of us through the emotions that we have, and that there have been many? So let's begin by simply taking a moment to breathe again, to trust that the Spirit is with you, that the Spirit is with us as we pray, and to reflect upon what you have felt within and around you over these past 2 months. So I'll give you a short list of mine, and I'll make sure that you know that on my phone I have a list of over 40 distinct upsetting emotions that are difficult to sometimes put words to, but that don't make us feel very good. And you'll see a link in the email that you can go to see that list. And I'll tell you this, I could probably name a moment for each one of those emotions over these last 2 months. That there have been plenty of days where I have just simply been overwhelmed by the news, overwhelmed by the work that I have had to put in to change our congregational life and our worship life, and to face the reality of this moment. And that has been just very overwhelming, something that feels like a tremendous weight within our bodies. Many days I have woken up feeling very nervous or worried or anxious, not just about the future, but about the health of people in our congregation, the health of people that I love, also in my families, within my friends, and that anxiety sometimes can be very palpable throughout the day. I've had a number of different emotions with my own close-knit family with Sam and Angela at home, both positive and negative, as we've spent a lot of time together in our house while we've been trying to work and trying to do homeschool and being faced with a situation that we weren't expecting and that we've never had to live through before. And that moment alone created a huge amount of different emotions throughout our days. I've held the tension of being both thankful and fearful about our finances as a family and as a congregation in these days past. I've lamented and grieved many of the things that have been lost, the plans and hopes for what was going to happen this year that no longer are going to take place. I've felt oftentimes hopeless when I look at the privileges that I've been given in my life that allow me to stay at home and to be relatively healthy during this period of time. And I feel hopeless then that there are so many people in our world that are underprivileged and don't have the same privileges that I do, and not knowing how in the world to grapple with that dynamic and how to respond to help support people that are underprivileged in our world today. There has been many days where I've simply been bored, where I wish I could turn on sports on the TV or go have people to play a game or an activity with. I remember shortly after Easter, I resorted to watching horse competition on ESPN, which never in a million years would have I thought I would spend time watching something like that on TV. I've felt very curious about the COVID-19 pandemic, about all of the research and processes that are going into understanding this virus. And I've been very curious about all of the changes that are happening in our world today. The amount of reading that I've been doing online, I think, has been attributed to the sense of curiosity, that feeling of curiosity within me. On many days, I have had moments of being inspired, being filled with optimism or with joy because of the great stories that I hear from our congregation and from others through the works of art and creativity and music on display online, on social media, and in other forms. Our world is responding to this moment, and there is a sense of creativity that is emerging that is just so inspiring. And at the end of the day, more days than not, I have been confident. I feel a sense of confidence within me that says that we are going to make it. That because of the resourcefulness and the love that people in our world have, that we are going to be okay and that we're going to make it through this. And that confidence has given me the courage to take steps each day, to keep moving forward, even when, to go back to the beginning, you can feel awfully overwhelmed. So that's a very brief list of all of the different emotions that I've been feeling. And what I could tell you is this: everything that I've described has just been a naming an emotion. But what I encourage you to do in your prayer today is to be able to sit with that emotion, not just name it, but feel it. Know that God is with you in that feeling that is oftentimes uncomfortable. And ask God, what do you want me to learn from this emotion? What are you trying to show me? What is being revealed in me about you or about myself through what it is that I am feeling in these days? And to know that you are not alone, that these feelings are a characteristic of what it means to be human, to be created by God, and that is okay to have whatever emotions you may be having in this time, and to gently accept those emotions as simply part of you and not something to be pushed back or to ignore or to get rid of. May God's peace be with you as you explore these emotions today.